What's up, peeps? Out here enjoying this beautiful sunny day. It's a little bit on the warm side, but you know, you gotta expect that come May, June. We're about to head into what I call the sweat months, the June, July, August, September, pretty much through the middle of November. I have a feeling it's gonna be a warm summer, man. We already getting 90, 92 to 95. If you don't parked on asphalt, you're gonna get up to 100 degrees. So, you know, just be careful. If you go fishing this time of year, remember hydration starts the night before. Drink you a lot of water the night before. Drink you a lot of water in the morning when you get up. Let's be on the safe side, you know. Anyway, so the last video I did, me and the average fisherman, we went out to Blood River and caught a nice mess of fish, caught some more catfish, caught a good mess of bluegills. Yeah, I don't usually keep no more. If max, I might keep 20, 25 bluegills, even if I could fill the ice chest up, because I don't eat that much fish. And I'm not one of them guys that has to prove something on Louisiana Fishing Report. So I keep a certain amount of fish and then call it quits. Anyway, I tried a new pattern, crawfish pattern. This is it right here. I tried it, and basically I was going for a pattern that looked like a crawfish, but it had to be light, right? Because I fish either way from a 1 weight to a 3 weight fly rod, so I can't throw no big furry pattern. And there's a lot of other patterns that look more like crawfish, but the fish can't tell, man. The fish see it, and if it's on the bottom and it's got the orangish color like that, because orange is a different color. I think orange shows up more red underwater to a fish. Anyway, this is the pattern. It's light, it's easy to cast on a lower weight rod, and that's what I was going for. So I got a bead hook in there. This is the little Cabela jig heads. It's the smallest little jig head you can buy from like Bass Pro and Cabela's. So I got it in the vise already. I'm just going to use brown thread. I'm going to go ahead and put a base on the thread. This is pretty much the bluegill bug fly I tie. I'm gonna go back to about the hook point, come up a little bit, put some thread on there. All right, I need to tighten the vise down a bit more. All right, go ahead and cut that off. All right, I'm using squirrel tail, rusty brown. Kind of looks like a red tint to it. I like that. I couldn't find a red one. If I could find an orange one, that'd be even better, but I'm gonna go with what I got because it was catching fish. I caught about 3 catfish before I hooked into something big and it popped my line. Because the only fish, windy. I'm glad we have this wind. We're gonna want this wind come August. It'll take about that much. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the hook. I want it to hang off a good bit on the back. I done pulled it off. Look at that. Let's try that again. All right. Yeah, there we go. I want it to be bushy in the back. Go ahead and weld it. Put that on. Get that tied down. Work that thread back up to the hook again. All right, I'm going with orange chenille. That's the small, not the micro, but the small. We're gonna tie that in at the front. Get it tied in good. About halfway, I do a loop behind it just to help it keep it in place. Tie that up to the hook point again. All right, so that's what we got so far. Now, for hackle, I'm going to use the Willy Buggle orange hackle. Let's go ahead and get a piece off there. All right, so we got a piece off there. I'm gonna pull off the end of it a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and spread those hackles out. There we go. Get them all nice and spread out and get them when they're standing up. There we go. So we're going looking for that. Let's get it up a little bit. All right, I'm going to tie that in. Tie that up to the front. Come back. Come back to the hook point. All right. Now for the legs. I'm gonna put legs on it because the legs kind of look like the whiskers of a crawfish. We're gonna go with the perfectly barred orange. I got a piece already cut. I just took one little rope piece and cut it in half. Now, I find this works better if you come up from underneath. Come up from underneath and tie them on. I find they hang better, they hang over better. There we go, just like that. All right, we're gonna work that thread up to the front again. Got a little piece sticking off this. I'm gonna cut that off. All right, now, time to wrap it. Get all that out the way. We don't want to crush the legs, so we're gonna start wrapping it. Try to keep your wraps tight, ain't gotta be perfect. Wrap it up to the front. Go ahead and tie it in by just looping around a couple times. Little nubby fingers I got. Makes it interesting, makes it challenging. All right, so let's cut that excess off right there. I don't know how many times I've done this and cut the thread. I'm just good like that, I guess. All right, so we got it in. Put a couple more wraps in there just to tie it down. All right, now we're going to take the hackle. Get that hackle. Sometimes you got to manipulate the hackle around the legs, so that way you're not crushing the legs. Easier said than done sometimes. All right, I think I got it. All right, so we're going to get that hackle tied in there. Catching the leg. Let's try this way. All right, there we go. I got it this time. Spin that hackle around. Get it up to that little bead. Tie it in. A couple of good ties. All right, we'll cut that excess off. All right, pull it back, go ahead and tie it down. Make a little bead head in the front. All right. I'll go ahead and, oh, I got another hook on it. Go ahead and whip finish it. 2, 3, 4, about 4 whip finishes is all I do. Because we're going to put some hard as nail on it to keep it in place. All right, so that's pretty much a fly right there. I'll go ahead and straighten this leg a little bit. So that's the fly. That's my little imitation of a crawfish. Those catfish were hitting it pretty good. I hooked into something big, man. All I did was go to set the hook, and I had that little 5-pound tippet on the front, and they wherever it was, you gave one good tug when that tippet snapped. But I was bluegill fishing, you know. And that's a cheap little hard as nails I got from like the dollar store. So that's pretty much all you need. So that's the fly right there. As you can see, this fly when it hits, it's going to, because that bead's on the bottom, it's going to hit on the bottom like that. So see how it looks like a little crawfish. Looks like a little crawfish on the bottom with his little whiskers hanging up. And that's what I was going for. Yeah, there we go. That's a good little imitation of a crawfish. I'll tell you what, man, they'll hit it. I caught a couple bluegills on it. I was going for Sacalait because Sacalait eats some little crawfish that hang out by them trees. And I'm telling you, this would probably be really good for Sacalait. And it's real easy to tie. Cause I fish with my flies, man. I go through flies pretty regularly, and you're gonna lose a lot of flies on logs, and especially if you're starting out trees. So that's my little imitation of a crawfish. Tie them up, catch some fish.